Hello, everyone. This is Christine. I'll be instructor for tonight's workshop. And I think everyone already have the kit with all the material and felting foam. Before I start, I'd like to give you guys a short instruction of how to. If you are the first time felter, let me know. Okay, or if you have already, okay, thank you. The thing is, we use the felting needle as a tool to poke it through the felting wool. The wool are all natural, 100% sheep wool from the sheep raised in United States, and they don't use chemical to wash it. They kind of eco-friendly and natural dye. So everyone have natural sheep wool with you can see from your package. There will be 2 needles and some wool and plastic eyes like eye bead. Let me show you here. You will see here. Hold on, let me do this. And then you will see there's 2 tiny plastic eye. We'll use the glue to glue it later. That's the only thing we'll use glue. Otherwise, the rest of the project, we just use this single felting needle to do it. And I like to ask you guys, hold the needle, not tightly, as relaxed as you can. And I think everyone already have felting foam. Okay, library provide the felting foam. Put your project on top of the felting foam. Always work on the felting foam. Never work on your hand like this. Always work on the felting foam because the foam is to protect the felting needle to hit the table as well as your finger. And I would like to ask you guys, be gentle, poke it through. When you poke it through, the bob edges will catch the fiber together. So eventually they will felt it very well and become a firm, dense material from the fluffy wool to such, dense shape. All right, that's how we do for needle felting. And keep in mind, always keep your needle away from your left finger if you are right-handed, ½ inch, at least ½ inch. Do not too close. You're gonna hit yourself, accidentally. The other thing is, when you poke all over this project, I will ask you guys, keep rotate when you do poking. The whole thing is you step in through, you felt it. So you have to step all over of this object. But how about this 2 side? I will ask you guys to flip on top and poke like this, because I would not ask you guys to horizontally poke it through, because you will never know how deep and where it's gonna come out. So sometimes you will hit yourself. So for this situation, you have to turn this on top and poke it through. And how about the other side? Flip. All right. And because today we're gonna make a dog. And actually the dog project will take about 2 to 3 hours to finish. But since we only have 1 hour, so I prefer it for everyone for this 2 base. So you will see from your package, you will see 2 white. One is like cylinder or egg shape, and the other is like roundable. That's the head, the dog head, and this is for the body. And I also give you guys different color. Some will get like latte color, some will get like a gray color, some will get like brown, so or sand. So everyone, like, probably you have a different color. And I also give you guys actual white wool that we're going to add to our body, and some black, and I think I give you guys some dark brown. All right, so the dog, basically we'll make the round ball is 4. And make sure this is the okay, good. The round ball is for the head. The oval shape is for the body. And we're gonna cover with the top coat. Depends on what package you get. And let me put this away. Okay, and we're gonna use the top coat to make 2 front feet and 2, 4 legs, front and hind, and of course the ear. And also from this paper inside your package, you will see there's a template. I will ask you guys to cut it out by scissor, of course. This is a template for our ear, for the dog ear. And okay, I think that's basically you have for tonight. And okay, today, because we only have 1 hour, like I just said, we couldn't finish during such a short time, especially for this kind of project. It takes time. This project is time consuming. So I will show you how to make it ear. Okay, like ears, we have 2, right? I only show you once, and then you can just finish 1 ear and go for to like front leg. I will show you 1, and hind leg. I will show you 1, and after the program end, you can keep working the other side because I want to save time to finish the whole thing during this 1 hour. All right. So first of all, this head, this is the body. It's not completely felted, but it's at least the shape is set. That's the good thing. And you can still keep poking. You can see after you poke, it still can go through. But basically, I felt this shape for you. All right. From the fluffy wool, you can poke it through. Let me show you. It's easily. And you will hit the foam probably. That's very beginning. After it started to felt, you will become firm. And I will not ask you to go through that deep to hit the foam. You can go in through, but just going to the middle like that, to the middle. If you hit a lot thin like this, which means you poke too deep, just go through to the middle. Let me show you, like a 1/4 inch, not going through. And you don't just poke in one spot. You have to keep rotate. You have to poke all over. So keep rotate when you're poking to felt this object. All right. So the first step, take this round head aside and grab the actual white from your back. And I want you split this white into 1 to 3. I mean the ratio 1 to 3. You probably ask me how can I tell? Well, just use your hands to feel, and it's just roughly. I will not ask you precisely, 1 to 3, the ratio, and visually see 1 to 3. Okay, now take 1 aside, 3. This is portion 3. I want you to split, hold in the end. If you hold in the middle, it's very hard. Hold in the end and gently pull out and restack it back. Because I want this fiber become shorter and shorter. Become shorter and shorter. If you hold in the middle, it's probably very hard to split them. You have to hold it to end and gently pull out and restack it back. The reason is I want this fiber become shorter because I want you cover the back. We want to create a tushy, like the bottom for this dog. Here, look, the bottom pretty big, right? But look, this is just a regular oval shape. So let's just cover this part, this white wool, onto the last part and cover to the side too. Because I want to create a volume for the back. And now, okay, if you have a problem to handle this, you can fold it in half. It's fine. As long as this is not like longer like this. it's short fiber. You can fold it into half to make this fiber shorter. And just cover the back, almost the back. Okay, the end of this oval. Do not cover the front. Okay, and now I want you gentle to push by felting needle to push in, and this piece will connect to the base. And for this, I want you just poke it through to the middle. Do not poke that deep. Just poke to the deep, the middle, and gentle, lightly poke. And then we will create the volume for the back of this dog. And keep turning it, how about this side? You can flip to the other side. And you will see, after you poke a little bit, you start to felt it to the base. Okay, how about the back? I will push. Remember I say flip to the top and can push in. So I add the volume to this dog's tushy, and now I know this is the back of this dog. You don't need to completely felt this piece because we just want to add the volume. Later we will cover on top coat to this area. And always, you can always felt it more after you finish this project, because now I know it's still very squishy. It won't completely felt it like 100%. If it's completely felt it will be very hard, very hard. But now it's still very squishy. I think it's fine because we don't have that much time to felt thoroughly, but we always can felt more after we finish this. Okay, now I know I add a little bit volume to the bottom of this dog. Now, remember we put aside the portion one, the other parts of the white. This white will create the chest, the dog chest. Since this is the back, now here is the front, right? I want to cover not on top, only on the front. So I will flip to the vertically and just make sure this one is small. This portion one is small, I mean the fiber. If it's very long, I would suggest you can fold in half because we just want to add volume for the chest. So I just cover on the chest and I just poke it through. If you think, because this is very, when I flip to the vertically like this, you can poke it through deeply. It's fine a little bit because you won't hit the foam. When you do felting, when you poke it through, the directions are very important. The same direction in, same direction out. So slightly, a little bit angle in, you have to keep the same angle out. Do not twist, do not pry. The needle is pretty fragile. A little bit angle is fine, as long as it's same direction. Okay, so now I'm not completely felt this two piece, but at least they attach, they are not falling out. And next, we are going to manage it's still squishy, it's fine, okay? You don't need to worry about that. Let's take this aside and grab the main color wall. Everyone have different colors. Some of you probably have a sand. Some of you have a latte, some of you have a gray. Now I want you to split into three equal portions. So just slightly like this. It's easy to split up. So make 3 portions. Make sure roughly, okay, I'm not requesting precisely. 3 equal portions. And then take the other 2 portions aside. Now we are going to cover up this dog. Let me show you how to grab a strip by strip and place on top like this. And now you can gently poke it through. You see, it already attached, right? Like we just add the white, right? The same thing. And then let's keep patch all over of this body. Try to make each patch the same size and same thickness. And you probably only can, I will not request you guys cover them all. Let's just cover on top. And later you can come back to cover the bottom because we don't have that much time to thoroughly cover them all. We have a lot to do during this 1 hour. And I don't want to rush you guys. You know, if I rush you guys, you probably will hit yourself easily. So it's better. Let's just do the most important parts and then we'll come back to do the rest of it. So let's cover just on the top. But I still remember this is my front chest, this is my back tissue part. I can flip to the other side. Let's quickly poke. And my belly is still white. You can keep it white or later, of course, we can cover it more. And for cover the wool, you can leave it a little bit fuzzy. It's fine because, you know, it look more like a real dog, you know, the fuzzy wool. If you felt it completely, you won't have this effect. But up to you. But if you don't felt it that much, well, I would say it falling off easily. But you always can poke it back to fix it. And besides later, if your dog have spots, I give you guys dark color, you can do spot on your dog. All right, I will just do half of this top and then let's move on to the head. The same thing, like we cover on the body. I grab still the same, use portion 1, cover the whole round ball, you know, with this color, with any color you have. You have gray and cover gray. You have latte, cover latte. You have sand and then cover sand. Because next step we are going to sculpt the face. So I need you guys to cover this round ball first. You will not finish the body. It's fine. You just take and put that aside. Let's just finish the head first. And you have to cover them all. Make this round ball into the color you have. Okay, if it's still very fuzzy, it's very hard, right? I will ask you guys, there's a tip. Use your hand to rub it a little bit. Try to tame it down. Okay, and then you can keep poking it. That'll be easy. Sometimes the wool is too fuzzy. You probably have a problem to handle it. Okay. And you can patch until it thoroughly covered all of it. Don't forget to keep turning, okay? If you just keep poking in one spot, eventually that spot will become dent. And you don't want your dog to have one dent of one side of face, of course. So keep turning when you do poking. And see, I can see through the white. So you have to grab another strip and patch. Be careful not to hit yourself. See, this part is too fuzzy. I will try to use my finger, push it a little bit, try to tame it down. And the other thing you can put under your and roll it a little bit. That help to make the fuzzy wool tame a little bit, felt it a little bit. Okay, and let's keep poking. Because our hands usually have moisture have felt. Okay, now it's easier to felt. But the same thing, it's not completely felt. It's fine because we can come back to do more poking. All right. All right. And the next step, you can either grab the same if you have left over for the first patch. Remember we have a 3 portion, right? This is just portion 1. And then you can use this portion, it's fine. I will ask you guys split, take one strip like this, because now we are going to make snout, and the size will be like this. You know, the more you grab the wool, the bigger the object will become. So I would say just like a 2-inch, like a 2-inch. Yes, probably 2-inch. Okay. And now I will show you what we are going to roll into a round ball for the dog snout. Okay, let me stretch a little bit this. Hold on, let me see if you guys can see from this, or maybe this. No, that's not easy. Okay, let me try to put different color. Oh, you know what? I can just take out this. Maybe this is easier. Maybe this is clear by white or by black. Just not sure which one's easy. Okay, maybe this is easy. Okay, now it's clear. Now let's try to stretch a little bit this strip, this like 2-inch strip. I stretch a little bit because I want it to become narrow. Now I'm going to roll it up, and when I roll it up, I will tightly roll it up and tuck in both sides, because I don't want to roll it up into like a tube. I want to roll it up into like small round ball. A little bit oval is fine. That's basically for the snout. It won't be 100%, round shape. So a little bit oval is fine. So tightly roll up into a small, I think 1 inch or less than 1 inch. And then for this, we can poke a little bit. Be careful, because the tinier it's easier to poke yourself. And you don't need to poke that much. Just slightly secure the shape. See? Secure the shape. I don't want this snout completely felt, because I want to leave some flexibility. And after I attach to the front of the face, then I can keep poking through to felt it more. So now this is the snout. This is the head. I place this in any place because it's just a round ball. It doesn't matter which is the front, which is the back. So just place in the middle of this round ball and poke through by the edge. It's easy to poke through by the soft edges, because I want to use the filter needle, poke through from one object to the other, and they will connect. That's how it attach. Slowly but deeply. So this snout can connect well to the dog face. Okay, a little bit like this. Let me talk more about the dog head. Now it's just like a big ball, a round ball. On top there's a small round ball. Let me feel it a little bit more. If we poke to dip, you will see there's a lot of pothole and a mark, because you poke to dip. Like, let me show you. If I poke to dip, I will create a lot of pothole and a mark, like a hole. So that's why I ask you guys poke gently. And Eventually it will felt it. It's just need patience and time. And now, because since we don't have that much time, for this program, so I will ask you guys, you can poke more later for the hat, okay? So now, as long as this snout has been attached well to the face, now grab the either black or brown color, up to you, okay? Because now we are going to create the small snouts, okay? I will show you. Let me use black. Just very tiny amount, okay? Very tiny amount. And now I twirl around and I just roll it up tightly like this. See, very tiny. I roll it up a little bit, it's fine. And I'm going to place right here. Let me show you, you can see. Okay, from the top of the snout. Okay, now it's very important. If you hit from the center of the nose, I don't think you will attach well because it will come up with your needle. So the trick is to poke through the edge, around the edge. Be careful and very slow, and poke it through the edge, around it. See, it attach. And here's the top. All right, so now the nose attached. All right, and then I will use the same color. If you use brown, then use brown. If you use black, and use black, because I'm going to create the line along the cheek. So very thin layer, like this, very tiny amount, because I'm going to twirl around into a line like this. Okay, and then I'm going to place down to the center like this. Let me show you. Maybe I should change to white phone. Right? Okay, and then if it's longer than you need, it's fine. We always can cut excess. Okay, now I'm going to anchor from down to the center under the nose, and I push in this. Be careful, and the line should be the thread should be very thin. If this is way too much, you're gonna very hard to handle it. So thinner is better. So I push in like not even a quarter inch, less than that, and then make it like a Y, upside down Y. Push in like that, and the excess, I will grab the scissors, cut out excess it, and keep pushing. And how about this side? I would grab the leftover and continue for the other side. Okay, and then same thing, cut out excess it. So you form the mouth of your dog. All right. And the line create indentation, as you push in the black line, the black thread into it. Okay. Now it look more like a dog snout. And there's a mouth there. Okay, we can always fix later on, okay? And now the head is finished. Okay, and it's time. Let's cut out the template. And I will just show you one ear, and later you can finish the other ear. Now, after I cut out the ear, put this dog head aside. And you can start to use the second portion as we have separate very at the beginning. Okay, now I'm going to grab two pieces. This one, this second. And I don't want this to, the amount of wool not too much. Usually like this, I think, and besides you have to make sure these two portions the same better, because you want to make the 2 ears the same size, of course. So the amount, try to feel it to see if they are the same amount, roughly. Okay, now you can take one aside, leave one on the phone, and use this to black. Okay, that's better. This piece should be around like 2 inch by 2 inch or 1 by 1. It's fine as long as it's bigger than the ear template. Okay, now I want you to place the template on top of this piece. Okay, this piece should be slightly bigger than the template, and I want you the needle to follow this ear shape to do indented outline. Sometimes you will hit the felted needle will hit the paper, it's fine, because since it's paper, you won't hit, your needle is fine. Okay. Just follow this template to create a guideline. It will become indented. And that's to just let you know how to shape this ear. All right, let me take out this template. And as you can see, here you have, let me see, right? You see an indented outline. And if it's not clear, you can just do a little bit more. Okay, like this. And next step, take out this template, of course, and then folding, see the loose wool. Folding, follow the indentation line. And gentle folding. Yes. So that's why I say not over 2 inch. Otherwise, it was way too big. And because we fold in, we fold one side, fold the other side, fold bottom, and it becomes like a triple thickness. That's why I say try keep this piece as thin as possible. Otherwise, it will create a way too thick for the ear. So roughly, you create this piece, you secure this piece, and then actually you have to before it felted completely, you have to peel it off from your phone. Otherwise, you're gonna stick with your phone. You probably have very difficult time to peel it off. So before it completely felted, you have to flip to the other side, and let's keep working on the other side. So the ear should be thin but felted very well. If you graft over the amount you need, you probably end up a thick and way too big ear. At that point, I would suggest you can redo it. You say how I redo it if it's felted like this. You always can pull out to make it fluffy again, because I know you guys still working on that, so I can show you again. See, you can always fluff it up to redo it. Now, I back to the original shape, right? Because I pull it out and to make it fluffy again, and I can place. If it's way too much, you just take out a little bit. I think the portion of mine is fine, so and redo it. And folding. The other side. Be careful not hit yourself because it's just tiny object. Once the shape is set, you don't need to use your other hand to hold it. See, I just keep poking it and flip to the other side. When you peel off, be careful slowly, otherwise you will deshape. And you have to redo it. So better be gentle. How about the edge? You can slightly poke through the edge. Try to feel it a little bit more, the edge. You can work on the ear more later on. If we finish this, you don't need to finish the ear now. You can build it more and come back to attach when we do assemble. All right, so I finished one ear. Later, you can finish the second ear. I just want to show you. Let's attach the ear. Okay, the ear should be attached by the side. Okay, here, let me show you. Here's the nose, and here's the front. Okay, here's the front of the dog, and here's your nose, and your needle as a guide. The ear should be located in one line, pass through ear, eyes, and nose. So ear should be located right here. The same thing, you can poke it through, like we attach the nose. The same thing, you attach the ear like that. And you don't need to attach them all. You just attach the front area. All right, so here's the ear. And later you can do the second ear. And now it's time, let's attach with the front, here. Let's attach the head to the body. Let me grab my body. Here my head. Head should be sit on top of the body, of course. But keep in mind, you have to lift the chest. So here should be like 1/4 inch to the front. Do not attach way to the front, okay, or to the middle. Right on here, and leave a little bit chest. Okay, here like 1/4 inch. And if you want your dog to look up, you can tilt a little bit. If you want looking down, you can tilt down a little bit. Up to you. Okay, so let's start to attach. I will place like this and upside down. It's easily upside down, see? And then poke through the edge first. All right, and more. Right. So now temporary attach. It's now complete attached because now I'm going to add a little bit to the chest. I forgot to add the top coat to the chest. So now let me grab a piece and cover the chest. All right, let's keep it's very squishy, it probably will be very difficult to handle. So you guys can come back to watch this video. But now I have to finish, so I will speed up a little bit. But actually, you have to felt it more to secure this dough. All right, and then, okay, now I'm going to show you, we have to attach the eyes. After we attach eyes, you look more like a dog. So take the bead eye, and now you have to decide where the eye will be located. I want the eye will be located right here, just on top, like the joint between the snout and the face. Right here, right? So now I will use the felting needle, poke deep to make a big hole. Deep enough for this rod can go in through. All right, so this is the first eye. Make sure you are level the eye, and then poke it the other hole on the other side. If you have problem to tuck through this plastic eye, which means the hole is not big enough, let's make it bigger, and then poke it through. All right, like this. So now your dog have eyes. Later, I will ask you after the workshop, find any arts and craft glue. You can use the like children's school glue, white glue, any kind of liquid glue, as long as it's liquid. And then take out this eye. It's very tiny, be careful. And put some glue on the rod, a little bit, it's enough, and then stick it back. Okay, then it will stay. Otherwise, it's gonna fall off easily. So now I'm going to work on I think it's fine. I make these guys have a long wool. See, like long hair, right? Long fur. So if you want to work on the long, let me show you the fur. You just attach one side and leave the rest of fluffy. So you design your dog like this. If your dog have long hair. Otherwise, you can just cover to the button and felt it completely. Up to you. All right, I'll leave it like that because now I'm going to show you how to make the leg. You can start to work on the second or the third patch. The portion we said earlier. So now I'm going to work on the front leg. Front leg, I make it longer, and the hind leg I make it smaller because the hind kind of under the thigh. So the front leg, the same amount like the ear. So let me split into two portions. Make sure these two portions the same size. And I will roll it up into like this too. So basically this is the length of the front leg. So here, look, let me show you. Here's the length. So it's about like less than 1/2, okay? Roughly like 1 inch. And then I roll it up. Okay, the fiber have a direction. You can see the fiber, I lay the fiber, place the fiber on the foam, vertically facing you. So let's roll it up from the short end and roll it up tightly. And I will tuck in one side like this, but leave the other side fluffy because the other side is for attach. So like this. And if you think this is too, let me just secure it first, and then I'll tell you. because I know it's very hard to tell, is this good enough? Is this big enough? If it's too skinny, then you can grab a little bit more, just a little bit more, and roll it on top. Okay, so you always start from the small portion. It's easier. And I poke a little bit. And the easy way is you can roll it up under your hand tightly. That's easy. But after you roll up under your hand, see, it's pointy, right? You don't want your dog's pointy, so you have to push in. Be careful, because now it's a little bit horizontal poking. That's only exception. But I would do a little bit angle to push into the phone instead of going up. You will hit yourself if going up this way. I was going down a little bit to felt and round up the front. Okay, now after I finished, and then I will place, let me take out a little extra. I place by the side. This is the front leg. This guy is sit, so I let this leg about 1 inch or a little bit more than 1 inch. It's fine. And then you place this by the side and you push in. Okay, let me show. Okay, do the same thing to the other side, but let me just do one end first. And then grab a little bit more. Now I'll create a shoulder. Like this much, not too much. And I try to fold it into like a rectangle. And I cover on the front, the shoulder area. And then so I build up the shoulder. Okay, so this piece will cover like the joint between the leg and the body. Okay, upside down and push into the leg. Okay, so I will create the shoulder for this guy. If you see a line, you don't want the line, I will blend it that. So I'll grab very thin layer, cover that joint area, so it blend and smooth out this piece. All right, so the shoulder has been built. If your dog is way too squishy, you probably have difficulty to attach the front leg. So I would suggest you build the legs, the 4 legs first, and then after your body felt a little bit more, then you attach them. All right, so now I have front leg. I only make 1. I will do the other side later. And now I'm going to build the hind leg. The hind leg is smaller. So if your front leg, for example, if your front leg is that much, the hind leg is just like a half. Okay, that's the portion. If this is the front leg, this will be the hind leg. And the same thing, try to make vertically place this fiber facing you, and it's like ½ inch. Remember, the front leg, I said 1 inch. The hind leg should be just ½ inch. And the same thing, I roll it up tightly by the short ends. Tighten. Don't forget to push in one end, okay? Like this. All right. So now I poke a little bit more to secure. And I will round up the front. hind legs are a little bit more flat because I just want to show the feet instead of whole leg. All right, so let me show you. Here, the hind leg will be under. So let me create the thigh. The thigh, the amount of thigh is like similar amount like the front leg. But I want the shorter, so the fiber, I don't want that long fiber. So I would just either split and restack it back to make a shorter fiber, or if you have difficult for this part, you can just fold. Okay, and then place by the thigh area. So I will create thigh first. Let me show you. Let me create a thigh area, and I will tuck the feet underneath. So I will create thigh first. So it's like a oval shape of the thigh, but it's like a bump on the thigh area. You will see on the back. Okay, I didn't fill it completely because I want to leave. I want to attach the feet under. I upside down this guy. I attach feet underneath, and you will see the front a little bit. Okay, this is side view like this. Let me build them a little bit more for the side so you will see. All right, so upside down this guy. I filled a little bit the hind legs under the thigh. All right, let me quickly use this tool to fill it more so it's easy to demonstrate you guys. If you see your dog is bumpy, which means you felt too deep. But you always can feel it a little bit, smooth it out. If it's really bumpy, there's a tip. You can grab when you finish, okay? When you finish, if your dog's pretty bumpy, grab very thin layer and place on top to smooth out. And very gentle, just lightly touch to feel it on top. It will cover the bumpy area. Okay, that's a tip. All right, so my dog has hind leg, have front leg, just one side, okay? I know you guys probably not going this far, but it's okay. I know it's very difficult to quickly finish the dog. The project is a little bit advanced. If you are first filter, it'll be very hard for you. So I would ask you guys slow down, and you can always come back to watch the video. All right, so now from the side view, you will see I have a shoulder, I have a front leg, I have a hind feet and the thigh, okay? All right, and now the tail. Up to you how long you're gonna design for your dog. The same thing, but for this tail, I don't want that way too thick, right? Tail always thinner than the legs, right? So I just, okay, the tube, and then we'll roll it up because it make pointy at the end. attaching area, I don't want felt, so I put a little bit to make it fluff. Because fluff is easier to attach. If it's completely felted, it will be very hard to attach. Okay, so I will have my fluffy parts attached to the back of the dog. You can either let the tail coming down to the side, right? Like usually dog. And then you push into the butt of your dog. Okay. And now let me show you. If you wanted to do the spot, you can grab any color you like, place on top. Do not grab way too much because you don't want to create bumpy, right? This is a spot. This is not bumpy. They're not swelling, okay? So try and make this piece as thin as possible to make it more naturally like a spot of your dog. Like this. Okay, and gently poke. So you have the dog, if you want to create a spot. Okay, here the other spot on the side. You know, irregular shape. You can design your dog, up to you. Something like that. Make it more natural. I'll brush a little bit. Use my felting needle, very gentle, okay? Before you felt it completely, then you can slightly just brush a little bit. Okay, like that, and look more natural. And now, after you finish, so like I said, you can always come back, keep poking to make it felt it completely. And now I'm going to fix a little bit my dog, the chest. See, the other side is not finished. I just finished one side because we don't have that much time though. And the bottom. If you want to leave the belly white, you can do that, or you want to cover it all, then let's cover it all, the color. And then, okay, I forgot to tell you, after you attach the tail, I want to add one more layer on top on the joint to cover the tail and the butt, the joint. And you always can patch. You always, you know, I give you guys a lot color, so you can always patch if it's not covered. And you see through the white, you can cover and poke it through. And let me secure more of the ear. If you want your dog look up, I forgot if I mentioned you guys, you can tilt up a little bit the head and connect, so the dog will look up. And you always can patch. If you have extra leftover, patch it. The more you apply in the top coat, the bigger the dog will be. And let me give you a tip. If you join our workshop before, you have any leftover, for example, you have other color, you can do the collar. Okay, you can do the color. You can use different color, or I just use the brown color, and then twirl a little bit to make a strip, and surround. It's like a scarf, right? Surround the neck, and you just poke it through. It look like a collar. This, and the tag I'll use the back. Let me roll it up into a small round shape, or you can make a dog bone shape. Okay, here's the collar. Okay, then keep poking through to fill it a little bit more. You can always fill it a little more after you finish this project. All right. Any question?